The property that's back there is the property where we want to put our brand new school. So even though we're debt free, we still have a mission. We still have goals. We just got these buildings over here, the brown ones
Yes,
from
ma'am.
Charleston County School District. They gave them to us.
Wow.
But that project, we had to pay to have them moved, and we had to hire a commercial contractor to set them up, and we had to go through the county, and so those buildings were, even though they were free, it's still about a $75,000 project that it cost us that we had to get done. So what we want to do, let me tell you what my all-time dream is. I want to build a brand new campus, new school, and I want to add a vocational track for
Really?
our children, really. Because we have so many students who are not going to want to go to college, but they work really well with their hands, they're creative. And in talking to my dad who built the school, talking to my father who built the school, he says it's one of the greatest travesties public school ever did
I
was
agree.
when they took the vocational tracks out of public school. Now we have a shortage of plumbers, we have a shortage of welders, we have a shortage of HVAC people. We just have a shortage of trades. That's documented. That's been researched. And I really want to just add a vocational program onto the school. And that the land that's back there will give us the opportunity to be able to do that. So we're looking at doing that project too as well. Come on, let's walk.
Yes, ma'am.
Here you have, on this side, we'll walk over here, and I'm going to let you go and meet Mr. Washington, and you can talk with Mr. Washington. And here's Miss Brown over there, our guidance counselor. And of course, the older ones are getting ready to go to lunch, but we're going to continue to walk and talk. So come on.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, um, this building right here is our science lab building,
Oh, wow.
and we demolished a portion of the building. But I'm going to take you in because my dad built this science lab from the ground up,
Wow.
and you'll be able to see it that our kids have a really nice science lab, just like they would have if they were in public school.
Hmm.
So when you are trying to give your children the best, then that's what we do. And so Mr. Washington has been with me. He's a retired science teacher from public school. On this side, this is our primary building. So we have first, second, third, fourth grade. Because what we do here is so small, we do multi-age groupings.
Hmm.
So first and second grade are together, and then you have third and fourth together, and fifth and sixth together. And so because we're small, it's worked for us. We've been doing that for 25 years. The children get exactly what they need. The education, we meet them where they are
Hmm.
so that they're able to receive a really good education. So here, let's go on this side right here. And then this way you can actually get a better view of the property
I got you.
behind us.
I got you, Miss Middleton.
Okay. And
Mhm.
then these buildings right here are the ones that cost us about $75,000 to get set up. And so they're ready on the outside. We just now have to finish them on the inside. We just got powered put to them this week. So
Let me know when that's done, and I'll definitely be there for when you do the opening for that.
okay.
I definitely, I got,
right,
I got
son.
you. I got you.
Right now, my goal is to see if Early Head Start will expand. I'm hoping that they will open an expansion program for next year.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'll put Early Head Start out here if we can get the program. Because, again, that's a benefit to the community.
Okay.
And anything that benefits the community, that benefits our community, Miracle tries to be involved in that too. So,
Okay.
but here we have our science lab, and Mr. Washington is our science teacher. And these are some of our science students. Maybe you can just edit them out.
How you
And
did?
they're working on their projects for something. What are you guys
Coastal
working on?
Carolina Fair.
For the Coastal Carolina Fair. So
Oh,
we
okay.
participate in a lot of stuff. So, Mr. Washington, if you could spare a minute and talk with Mr. Johnson, okay? And while the kids are working. But
How you doing,
this
Mr.
is
Washington?
Mr. Washington.
Chuck
Mr. Washington, this is Mr. Johnson.
How you doing?
He's from Black Lives Talk.
No, Black Male Talk.
Black Male Talk.
Oh, okay.
I do the online meeting for Black Male Talk.
Oh, okay.
And pretty much, I've been learning a lot about the school, Miracl Academy, the lineage.
Special place, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna let you talk to him because I don't want to be standing here. I want him to be able to talk freely to you, and I'll be waiting for you outside.
Okay. So pretty much. So, what brought you to Miracl?
I retired. I've taught school. It's like my 47, 48 year teaching.
Oh, you can sit down, sir. I mean,
No, I'm not going to be with the kids.
Okay.
But I retired out of Berkeley County, and then I met Miss Middleton, and she invited me, gave me the opportunity to come here and work with these young people.
Okay, and I see you. What have you been teaching these children?
I teach the sciences, earth science, chemistry, biology, and right now environmental science. We have seniors here.
Wow, so you pretty much cover a whole platter of.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I taught those same disciplines in the public school for years.
I remember I went through Cross High School.
Okay.
And we had a talk that that some stuff we didn't always have at our school. We had to go to other schools to go get those certain disciplines, or a school that had that kind of funding at the time.
Yeah.
So either some courses weren't, I'm very happy to see that there's a school where, you're teaching these sort of things. What is that right there?
That is when I have my life science students, let's say they're doing some work with plants. That's a mini greenhouse.
Really?
So the kids grow. They will grow. If they watch the seeds germinate, you can watch them grow right in there. Okay, you ready? All right. Is this ready? Okay. Okay. So what you want to do, young lady, you want to come and you want to put some paper under here so you don't mess my tabletop up anymore. All right? And I'm going to show you how to add that top. Guys, we're getting close to lunchtime for you folks. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see what we got, Josh.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, okay. I don't need.
No, I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop you from what you're doing.
All right. Next person.
Me.
Well, you guys, so far,
Sir, this really is. I just want to say this really is a good opportunity for me as an experienced teacher. I've put years in the classroom, because working here at Miracl Academy is the way it used to be when I started back in '71. Wow. Just working with the kids. Easier to work with the kids. The kids here, they seem to be more interested in just in the work. You don't deal with discipline, things like that. And so you're apt to do more things with the kids. You have more time, more opportunity, which is great.
I thank you for everything you're doing, sir.
Oh,
Thank you for everything you're doing.
Yeah, well, thank you for what you're doing in the community, getting the word out. That's important to our young people.
Thank you so much. I just got to find Miss Milton. But so far, you guys, let me just set this down right here. So far, you guys, what you see right here is Black excellence at its best. And I know I'm very grateful to actually be here. I know on this second part of the series covering Miracl Academy, just seeing it and getting to walk through and seeing this stuff is pretty breathtaking, because this is what it's all about. This is what it's about when it comes to school choice and seeing a ball or looking at the stuff that's being done. This is pretty. It's a beautiful school, and hearing how they want to open up and expand it to vocational. When I came through school, vocational, there was still some vocational training. I went to welding. A few of my friends did carpentry, and to be able to go in there and talk to a man of his profession that is teaching so many different studies and teaching the children, it does bring a ray of hope. And I'm not gonna lie, Miss Middleton, she was dropping some jewels. Just to be able to see, and I'm gonna show it, that we're looking at it of a family legacy. All the stuff that was built here was done with the hands of hard work, faith, determination, and family and integrity. These kind of things our community should really be fighting for to try to keep. And I hope that before I close my eyes, we still have these things going. That she's not the only one that's just up and fighting for it by herself, but we have a whole army and nation behind her to support her. These kind of things are what we should be fighting for and protecting. I get it that a lot of times we do compare our stuff to the next man or the next race or the next what's hip and trending. But see, you got to understand those HBCUs, those colleges, and all the stuff that we showcase. They started off behind a church and a basement in somebody's house, and they became something even bigger. But it took a nation, or it took people to support and make sure to see it through. And those old books that they had, those things that people look down on, those children and those people, they made the best of it. They made the best of it, and they were appreciative of what they had, and it became something more. So I want you to understand, when we talk about black excellence, you literally have a woman of God here who's literally doing that. She's not talking about it, she's actually doing it. You know what I'm saying? And she shouldn't have to go around and say, can y'all please support the school? We should be glad to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna talk to my wife and say, hey, like, let's get her $100 when we get some more money. And just, even if my kids aren't in the school, I'd rather still know that it's going towards the funding of black education, of black, and not just, and just pushing that. You know what I'm saying? There's no agenda behind this, but the only agenda is to see our kids grow. And that used to be the dream for us. It wasn't about you or I, but about our children. So we understand that, and these buildings that she's getting, they're making them work. I wish I could have just shooken her father's hand, because to say that a man did this, y'all can't tell me that wasn't God, because a man did this, and he supported his wife.
Yes, he did.
You know what I'm saying? And how many of us can say we can do this? Say, baby, I got you. You just you feed the children. I'm gonna just build it. And I'm sure he had days. I'm sure she had days where it will be hard. But then when it's done, and then you can open up the door, and you know what I'm saying, you might be able to just have one door open at a time. But hey, it's a start. So you should never be ashamed of where you're starting, but just have faith. I mean, we got to remember, and I think back to that when she told me this. If you think back to the children of Israel when they left from Egypt and they were going towards the promised land, everybody didn't make it to the promised land. Everybody didn't make it there, guys. Y'all gotta understand that. So some people wanted to go back to Egypt. Some people said, I'd rather go back. But you know what? You gotta understand, if you want to get to your promised land, you gotta be willing to build, you gotta be willing to sacrifice, and you gotta be willing to put in the work. So let's move to the third part piece of the interview.
This building is our primary building.
Yes, ma'am.
And we have Miss Blandon, who is teaching second and third grade. And Miss Blandon has been with Miracl Academy from the very first year it opened. And I remember when I told her I was leaving public school. We worked together in public school. And I says, I'm leaving. I'm going to work. I'm going to Miracl Academy. My mom is opening a school and I'm going to work for her. And I remember she said to me, she says, if you guys get students, I want to come work for you too.
Yes, ma'am.
And I said, you are not telling the truth. You got to be kidding. And she said, I am serious. I really want to come work for your school. If your mom opens a school, I really want to come. And here we are, 20 some odd years later, and Miss Blandon is still here. So Miss Blandon has been giving children their foundation from the very time that we opened, because she used to be the kindergarten teacher, kindergarten first grade teacher. This year, for the first time in a long time, she's not teaching first grade. She's teaching second and third. And here we have Miss Blandon.
How you doing, Miss Blandon?
Miss Blandon, this is Mr. Johnson.
Nice to meet you.
And Miss, come on, step out, because I told him, you know, we don't have permission to all the kids.
Oh, okay.
And so this is Mr. Johnson, and so I was telling him how you asked us for a job.
Yes, I did.
I'm just, first of all, let me say thank you to stepping out on faith and helping out. You know, I know this has been something great. I wanted to ask you, like, you know, because it's not easy to step away from an already formulated system
Right.
that's already, you know, that's a little bit more cushioned,
Right.
and step out and say, you know what, I'm gonna go out and help, you know, help put in labor in the fields.
Exactly.
You
Right.
know, what was your thoughts on when you know, stepped out to do that?
I knew I was looking for something different, and I was looking for something different for my children because I had young children at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted a different environment for my children, and I wanted to be with my children. So when I moved my children with me.
Yes, ma'am.
So my children came here also.
Wow. So you're really just, okay, we're leaving from the public school system.
Right.
And that's very hard. I know a lot of people think that's easy to do, but that is very hard to leave from that type of system to go towards a private system. And literally, you know, as a teacher, I mean, I can only imagine, you know, the uncertainty of where you know, or where you knew you were going to get into. How's it been since your journey of working here, your experiences? Do you feel that it's, you know, enriching you as well as the students?
It's definitely enriching me. I've been here for 25 years, ever since the school opened.
God bless for that.
And 2 of my daughters graduated from here. My granddaughter even graduated from here.
Wow.
She came here when she was 6 weeks old, and she graduated 2 years ago.
Yes, ma'am.
And 2 of my daughters went to Claflin University on a full academic scholarship.
Oh, wow.
So, and this all because of Miracl Academy.
So, I love hearing these legacy stories,
Right.
because it's showing that, you know, you can do things from small places and
Exactly.
and go far, you
Right.
know, and you know, hearing these things and, you know, getting to see how you said that not just my children but now my grandchildren.
My grandchildren. I
You
also
know.
have a grandchild who's in the 3-year-old class now.
Wow.
Exactly. So my children see the importance. The same one who graduated from here came back and brought her daughter. She went to
Wow.
Claflin University, became a teacher also,
Yes, ma'am.
and she brought her daughter here because she realizes this is the place for her to start.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's just that important.
And I mean, would you, if you could have anything added into Miracl Academy, what would you also want added into Miracl Academy?
I think what I would want to add would be a good Wi-Fi system. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the parents are extremely supportive of us over here.
Right.
Whatever you ask them to do, the parents are very supportive. They assist us with anything that we need. But the only thing, because we're in this rural area, the technology, the wireless system is very difficult.
I see.
Okay, so that's the only part that we need a little bit of assistance with.
Right. But I see that, and I remember we had a discussion with that in the first part of the interview, was that all school systems, depending on your area code, don't get treated the same.
That's true.
I know some school systems, they got wireless laptops.
Right.
Other school systems, they got extra tech and different things.
Right.
And I find it interesting because everybody's paying taxes the same.
Right. And we don't receive any of those funds. We don't.
Wow.
So we don't get those funds. The only thing that we have is what our children bring us and what parents donate to us. That's all we have. And what teachers supply. That's the only thing that we have.
Wow. And the fact that y'all been excelling, getting kids to college, and y'all not
On
using
full scholarships.
on full scholarships at that.
Exactly.
Wow. I mean, that just shows y'all are truly amazing.
Right.
I truly do applaud y'all.
Our teachers go beyond. You know, the ABECA curriculum is great, but what's important is that the teachers go beyond the ABECA curriculum and bring in other things to enrich the curriculum. They are definitely dedicated, all the teachers here.
I like I said, I truly do thank you for everything you've done. You know, I wish and pray only more years of success. You know, don't stop. Don't
Okay.
stop. You know what I'm saying? I only wish that we had more laborers in the field, you know, just running and just saying, what else do you need? What else do you need? What else do you need?
Right.
That
I
is,
wish more people would come out and visit us.
like I said, if I can get as much exposure as I can to you guys, I will do all that I can to you guys. Like I said, I had a talk with a few people, and I was like, well, why didn't I hear about this sooner? And they were like, oh, well, Joe, I don't know. And I was like, what? So we had a privately built school all this time,
That's right.
and yet now we see on the news that, oh, well, we need to build this school or we need a black school, and I'm like, wait, so this school's been here for almost 20 plus years.
20 plus years.
And y'all could have gave that money to them.
Exactly.
Y'all could have gave them $1 million instead of giving it to anybody. Y'all could have gave it to them.
That's right. We're right here. We're
Well-
here. We're ready.
So I'm definitely gonna try to get more of this story out there. I'm definitely gonna challenge more African Americans. Okay, guys, I'm showing y'all real time. You see a real time educator of this, and they're working with this faculty, with this school, and they're doing everything. So this is where you could put your money. Where you put the mouth and the money and put it all there.
Exactly.
Like I said, I pulled her out of a classroom where the kids were in there quiet. They weren't unruly, and she already showed you. She got 3 generations
That's right.
of successful children going through and getting full ride scholarships.
Exactly.
So
That's right.
no excuse why we can't help these people. And I thank you for everything, ma'am.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
We appreciate it. Okay.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Mr. Johnson.
I'm on my way.
Okay. I'm gonna let you meet some teachers on this side.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, our upper schoolers, they're having lunch and they're playing and eating and, you know, all that kind of good stuff. I guess these are 2 of the students who, they want to come outside, which is good because Lord knows the children today don't like outside. I don't
No.
know why.
Mm.
When we were growing up, you didn't have a choice. You were outside
Yeah, you
all
was
day
outside.
long.
Yep.
But they, you know, they don't like the comforts of, or the discomfort of the sun, I guess. So,
More so about the game and
there
staying
you
outside.
go. So we have Miss Bradley and Miss Lucas. Is that just the only 2 here? And this is their lunch period, so they're eating lunch. I don't know if you know any of them.
I do apologize. I know y'all on break.
It's okay. They don't mind talking to you.
But for the most part,
Sit down. Yeah, I was going here. Sit right here. Sit right here.
okay.
And we'll let you talk to them and understand. Make sure you make note that this is their lunch break.
Okay,
No,
so
okay.
so
We're not on video now, are we? Yeah,
it's
he's gonna
on
record
it's
you.
on me now. It's on
Oh.
me. So that way you get your privacy while you want to eat your lunch.
And when you get done, then we'll talk to the students. So when he gets done, guys, you all walk over with him, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Well, first of all, thank you.
Thank you. One second. I'm going to the main building. Okay.
So, first of all, I just want to thank y'all for your work. You know, I can't, just learning more so about the legacy of the school. Didn't know about this school at all. I covered a lot of stuff around the world, and throughout the country. Well, actually, I live in St. Stephen's now. I live in St. Stephen's now, but I covered a lot of things. I went over a lot of stuff. I've even donated to Dr. Umar Johnson and different stuff, but I didn't know that there was already a well-built African American school, 20 plus years already built. And I felt, and talking with the director, if I'd known that, I could have definitely have turned a lot of. Sometimes I think we always look for the outside, right? And we could have that energy could have been directed in house toward what we already have, and and so now that I found out about this, but I heard somebody say, well, there's a school down the road from JK called Miracl, and it was an older man who told me about it. And I said, well, what about the school? He said, well, yeah, it's run by black people, and it was built by my friend. And I said, man, get out of here. He's like, no, it's really a school. So I found the sign and I followed the road, and I said,
And you turned the corner.
and I said, whoa, it literally is actually a whole black school back here. So you never know what gifts and what hidden gems you have. So
In the woods.
right. So I mean, I like to just talk with y'all about that. About y'all journey here. What gave y'all the faith and the strength to actually be here. Y'all could have done anything else, but y'all chose to be here.
Well, we did. We went there. I've been in public school. I retired 2015. I did 25 years. Well, actually 27 years in public school.
Yes, ma'am.
And after I retired, came here. I knew this school was here. So, okay. And I've been here now, what, 5 years? Something like that.
And the thing about it is, I covered over a story that all schools doesn't get the same fair treatment of funding, support, and as it should get. Has that been a problem for the children, especially in the Low Country? Being
I
that
don't think it is.
Well, we're not a public school, so we don't get public funds.
We're independent.
I get that.
So all the funds we get come from either parent provided, fundraisers,
Right.
federal money. They do have federal money that they get,
We
and
do
state
have
money.
A few people give gifts.
Right. But I also feel that these children parents pay taxes just like the rest of us. Y'all, the school pays taxes just like the rest of us. Why is it that even though it's because it doesn't go by what public schools have to go by, but like I talked about how my kids had your choice bathrooms. I wasn't down with that. Now I don't have nothing against anybody's lifestyle, how they live, but seeing a boy walk into the bathroom with my daughters, I'm like, okay, Kira, Kari, come out the bathroom. And Mr. Johnson was going, no. Did you just not see who just walked in the bathroom?
So we teach those parents that there's male, female.
Right.
So there's no misunderstanding. We stick strictly what the Bible says. Male, male, female, female. And that's the belief that we ingrained in our children.
Right. And I guess that to me is what I'm saying. Like, one person told me, well, Mr. Johnson, this type of policy is on the school. So if we want funding,
You have to go along with that.
See, so you got. So that's what I'm pushing and alluding to, that you're not hindered to have to go or follow by that policy. And I look at it like a Sodom and Gomorrah 2020. It's either, if you don't follow by my rules, then we have a problem. Then you can't have access to this, or you can't have that. So, being that you're stepping on that faith, that's why I said that everybody isn't treated on the same equal terms. Because if you don't accept my indoctrination, you don't take my mark of the beast,
You don't get my money.
you see what I'm saying? And that's pretty dangerous, because what master are you going to serve, or what rules are you going to play by? And now we're starting to see it is starting to afflict and affect our young people in a lot of different ways. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I took my kids out of public school out of Florida. There were 2 school shootings. I was 45 minutes away from the school shooting. And then in my kid's school, a kid brought a knife to the school. After that, I had it. Now, the rest of the people, some people were like, oh, don't worry about it, Mr. Johnson. It's not that big of a deal. Y'all can, it's not that bad. But I'm like, you say that because your child is not in this school, or you haven't gotten that phone call. But it's another thing when you have to worry, is my kid gonna come home? And I'm not trying to cause hysteria, but we're not living in the same time and days as y'all when y'all went to school. And at least I came through the era where there was vocational rehab. There was vocational classes for carpentry. I went to welding. I did welding. Auto body. See, those were in school for me. But now they're not.
We have a generation of kids that are not interested. Not interested in that at all. They don't want to work with their hands. Quick, easy money is what they want. How they make it, I don't know. They want flashy cars. They don't want to do hard work. And hard work was picking up a block, mixing the mortar, put it together, and figuring how to balance that. What do you call that little bubble in the thing?
Yeah, the leveler.
Mm-hmm.
See, that was something that my granddaddy would do to us during the summer. He'd say, "Granddad, you want some money? All right, you want some money? All right, come on, meet me at my house at 6 o'clock in the morning. Now you could do the work, and I promise you, we even had it all the way down to the 7-year-old picking up trash and make sure ain't no nails hit the ground. And by the time the day was over, you had $75, and he had $40 in his pocket, and the older ones who could pick the tile, pick up the tile and all the other stuff, or take the shingles up on the roof, you got money. And it was his own, flip a house business, and he was flipping houses and fixing property, and I feel like that at a time was when the black community was definitely at its height in prime, when you would see men and women, they were doing the crafting jobs of sewing and welding and carpentry and different stuff. Like, we were doing a lot of stuff that I guess, like, I think how my cousin said, Joe, that's slave work. How I look doing slave work.
Yeah, that's the way they figure it. It's slave work. But they don't have any idea the intensity and what it means to work for yourself. And that's where they're missing the boat. The self-enterprise, the basis that America's built on is what we are losing. We rather live in somebody else's house because we don't want to take care of our own. I'd rather pay rent so the man can fix what's wrong.
Yeah.
We don't value having our own.
Yeah, I mean, do y'all? I see y'all trying to teach at this school accountability.
Yes.
I heard that brought up like a few times. Teaching the children like we can teach you and we'll show you, but after a while, it's all up to you.
It's up to you.
You know, has that been hard for the children to grasp those concepts from y'all, or you know, how is it, especially in this day and climate time? You know, because you have your work cut out ahead of you. You know, when it comes to with the way how the world pushes stuff towards the youth versus how y'all are trying to keep the cultural conditions of, hey, this is how a man could make his living. You don't have to work for that man. You could, if you learn this craft or trade, it's yours. They can't take that from you. You know how?
Some of them do, because Bryson's getting ready to go to welding, so.
Congratulations.
We teach it, and it's just like everybody else. While you're teaching it, they don't realize what they're getting. But we've had so many children or so many people to come back and say what they've learned and thank us and apply what they were able to apply, not realizing what they learned during the time, but the values and the concepts were gotten from them. You really, I don't care where people who've been here only for 1 year, people will say they're from Miracl. Even just by the way they pull up their pants, because you don't see, I haven't seen anyone who's been here walking around with their pants hanging down.
Even when they leave.
Even when, that's right. I mean, they hate it. You know, they oh, I don't like it. You know, we have to pull up our pants. We have to wear a belt, and you know, and they look at everybody else. But after they leave, they still pulling up their pants and going on because it's ingrained. You know, we've learned the concept of it.
I can
Even I had a little girl sitting in the back of my car, and the patrolman saw me one day, and he looked at her and he says, "She goes to that special school, doesn't she? She goes to that school." And just by the child sitting there, they can tell characteristics of this school. They don't know about it, they don't know where it is, but they know that there's some place that these children go. I mean, in Walmart, you know, they stand out and everybody looks at them, they realize that just their mannerism.
I think it's an amazing thing that you're what y'all are doing. We see this happening a lot. I went to a school 2 months back, and I had to shut off the camera because I felt bad because the two girls who were doing the interview, I think one of them was 4 months pregnant, and the other one, you know, she was close to her due date.
It must be Florence Christmas.
And they didn't feel bad. They did not feel bad talking about their pregnancy. And she was like, "I'm gonna be a mama." And well, she was like, "My man take care of me." And I said, "What?" I said, "What grade you in?" She said, "Well, I'm in 9th grade." And I said, "You in 9th grade and you already?" And I told her, I said, "Listen, you didn't even live. You didn't.
You don't know what life is all about yet.
You didn't even live." I said, "How?" I said, "Well, who the baby daddy? Why you want to know that?" I said, "I take it by you saying that it's somebody who shouldn't have been touching you." I said, "You too young to want to be a mother. You only 9th grade. You didn't go to school. You didn't get to travel." I said, "When that baby starts screaming and hollering, you're gonna miss them days of just being a child."
Sometimes it's a generation thing, where grandma was pregnant early, mom was pregnant early, now the child is pregnant early.
Wow.
So it's generational. They see it so much that they think it's acceptable and it's right. And the young man may not necessarily shouldn't have been touching her, but their bodies have developed at such a young age that they don't look 14, 15 anymore.
Right.
They look 26, 30, and they carry themselves like that. So the young man may be the same age, and
then-
he's developed as well.
And they're the same age mentally as their parents.
Mhm.
So they figure they can do the same thing that their parents do.
Oh yeah, because,
No supervision.
she had lipstick on, and I said I ain't never seen a ninth grader wear lipstick. You know, but I said I see you a little bit too far advanced. So, you know, she was like, why? And I said, let me get away from you. I said, they said, Mr. Johnson, if you didn't turn in that recording, I said I couldn't, man. I said after seeing that, like, you know, we don't need to be seen like this. And I'm proud to see the young men and women carry themselves with respect. They dress with respect. You know, they're not wearing any old type of clothes. And I do like I know I voted for schools to have uniforms. I feel like that teaches you know, nobody is you don't have to go to school feeling ashamed of, well, I don't have this, so I'm less than inferior. Some people say I want my kid to look cool. I say you
But
want
even with the uniforms, some people go to the to the top stores and, buy the name brands, and others don't. So there's still differences. I mean, you just can't take it away from the world, because that's the way the world is today.
right.
That's
But I worked at a school that had uniform, and even the teachers wore uniform. I mean, to me, it fit right into me. It made me feel comfortable. You know, I just liked it. I just thought it was, everybody, even though they were individuals, was still a community. We all looked alike, talked alike, acted alike. It was fun. The kids enjoyed it, and they grew up since they were in first grade, because they started in first grade and they continued wearing the uniform. So for them, they wanted to wear uniform. By the time they got to third, fourth grade, where's my uniform? I want to look like my sister, and that's what they did at that particular school. So I like uniforms. I want them to have them all over. It's just easier for me to go shopping if they have uniforms.
It is. Like I remember I know my nephew up north. I had to go take him school shopping. And he said, "Oh, Uncle, all you gotta do is go buy me some Dickie pants." I said, "You don't need no shoes." He said, "No, I just need 3 or 4 pair of Dickie pants. And all I gotta do is have a collared shirt, and that's it." He said all we wear is black collared and blue collared shirts for the boys. I said, "That's it? That's all y'all wear?" He said, "Yeah." You know, there's nothing else. I mean, that's all we have to wear. I said, "Do y'all ever want to change?" He said, I don't think much of it. And, if I want to change, I'll change a different color.
Saturday and Sunday, that's it.
So where are your children in school now?
My children, for right now, they're at JK. They're at JK. They've been there. I think they originally started going there. I have 4 children, 2 boys, I have twin girls. They started going there because there was a program for young development that started for like the little preemies before they go into kindergarten. They had that program, but it's no longer there now. So now my children they're like the smallest ones are in first grade, but they're like, "Daddy, we don't like school. We got homework." And I'm like, "Well, I said, well, y'all got it. That's y'all job. I pay the bills. Y'all job is just to go to school, And I would ask y'all the last question. When it comes to dealing with a child, be it that it may be with, we know that some children have learned at different paces. ADHD, dyslexia, different forms. How do y'all, as child developers for children, how do y'all handle that?
Well, we take different approaches. One way didn't work, we try another way. Or we send them to, where somebody else could give them some help. Dance, stand up on our heads.
Where's Rebecca today?
Rebecca is whatever is necessary. We meet that child where he is.
And peer tutoring, that's why I was looking for Rebecca. Rebecca is one of those that's an A++ student.
And sometimes the children, they
She'll
can
listen to us, and she can interpret it. Rebecca's behind me? Oh, yeah, Rebecca right on the floor. She can say, oh, you want me to tell them? And she'll use words they understand. And they get it. So, we do what we're supposed to do. Rebecca kind of breaks it down, and then it goes from there. The work is the same. So if they don't get it my way, Rebecca shows them another way. And that's the thing that's good. Everybody has a different approach. Oh, we didn't learn it that way. We learned it this way. So they'll show me what they learned. So I learned from them as well. Oh, okay, I can handle it. If you can do it this way and we arrive at the same answer and we, got there, good, it works. Show everybody.
And that's what I really wanted to tell you. The gym and the school and the freedom to teach. You don't have one way or, when I was in public schools, you in third grade, this is third grade. And if you teach, you taught over that. Oh, no, they're not supposed to be learning that,
You can move up to fourth grade as soon as they get it. I mean, you don't have to stick with third grade because they're in third grade. You can advance that particular one.
Wow.
And move. Yeah. That third grader that didn't get it, keep working with them and let that one that got it move on. Don't hold them back. You gotta move them on.
Yeah. And it's just freedom to teach you that.
Yeah. Well, I thank y'all for the this part.
Now, I can focus on what. Now, tell me about you. Who you related to?
Me?
Johnson's really.
Yeah, the Johnsons. The doctors and the Gethers out there in Cross. Antioch Holiness Church.
Yeah.
But all the churches are by family. So
That's right.
that's how you can tell who's who by the church. The church you affiliate with is your family church. I've always found that very interesting about the South. The church you go to is your affiliated family church.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
you may not go to church, but you have a family church. That's why people have a problem. New churches coming in, and they see people, not going to church. But those people have a church home, their families, and they're not going to leave their family church.
Oh yeah. Like I said, mine is always my granddaddy Bishop Powell.
Okay, I know.
I
know him.
Everybody should know who the bishop is.
Yeah.
He chases demons away with a tambourine and walks with a mic around the whole church and picks up trash and
Well,
ushers.
he's retired now, right?
He's slowed down with preaching, because he has another. I think there's another younger minister who's preaching. But other than that, most of the time, if he can get on that pulpit, we can keep him off that pulpit. And half the time he doing testimony, that's him preaching. And
I thought he retired.
oh no, the bishop ain't gonna never stop. He ain't gonna never stop.
But he did give up the church he had in Florida.
He left the church in Florida. He gave that to his son, and now he opened up another church, and his daughter took that church, and then he opened up another church. So the bishop don't know how to rest. Until the Lord call him, he gonna keep preaching.
And where do you live in St. Stephen?
I live in St. Stephen. You know where the new City Hall library is at? That's where I'm at. Right in that area. So right across the track.
Okay. All righty, sir. I'm going to go on to class.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Evan, do you have your shoes on or off? You need to put your shoes on, dear.
Well, you guys, so I got to talk with 3 amazing people. Well, actually 4. I talked with the developer for the science. I talked with the a teacher who had generational children come through for for the for education, and now I'm talking to so much of the educators who have left from public school and pretty much deal with the kids at another level. So I gotta just see where else this is gonna go, and I'll go from there. So that's the only thing else I got left to do. So are y'all the children I'm supposed to do the last part of the interview with? Okay, then take a seat. Y'all can take a seat.
There's a bug on me.
This is the last portion of the interview. All right, let me make sure I get y'all.
My shoes get dirty.
All right. So, however y'all want to get set up. All right, you guys look so amazing. I did not have all that when I was going through school. Let me get all this stuff squared away. So pretty much so, I've been covering around your whole school and everything. I got to talk to the director, got to talk to the teachers, I got to walk around. But it is a very much a different feel when you actually get to talk to the new generation, you know, because let's be for real, when I'm gone, this is all gonna be y'all's. When the director's gone, when the teachers are gone, when everybody's gone, all this is y'all's. Y'all are gonna make up the country, y'all gonna make up the world. One of y'all might one day be the president, one of y'all might one day be running the state, or might one day even take over the school. This is the fact of life of what us as adults, we have to realize it. And, you know, when I look at my children and they ask me like, well, Daddy, why do you work so hard? I said, because I know when my eyes close, one of y'all is going to take over for me. So I ask y'all, in your journey of what y'all been doing so far, how has y'all experience been going? You know, I mean, there's no judgment on here. I just want y'all to tell me, because when y'all leave off this campus ground, you got to take the tools you have. You know what I'm saying? I grew up, I went to church, you know, my daddy and my grandma used to make me go to church 7 days out of the week, revival. I'm like, oh my gosh, we just did like 5 revivals. How y'all doing another one? Like, you just, listen, I'm pretty sure I got into heaven. No, we got to go, we got Bible study. Bible study? I just did Bible study. Like, come on, man, I'm broke. Like, I need money for like the snack machine. And they're like, come on, Josiah, do it for Jesus. I'm like, Jesus, give me some money, please. Like, you know, so in saying that, I get it from where y'all are at. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You know, it's not easy carrying your faith into the world, and as well as what we got to deal with. So I would ask y'all, has it been hard to balance out your faith as well as your education and as well as the world? Or is it just, there's really no in between? All right, though, maybe we have to start doing you or you or you. Come on, guys. Like, this is y'all's story. Like, this is literally, y'all are literally the foundation of the school. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a sense, y'all are going to, what we see from y'all is y'all experience. Y'all going to be leaving soon. You know, y'all going to be going to college. I believe, who's going to be graduating soon? That's 1, 2, 3. So what about the rest of y'all? What grades are y'all in?
8.
Okay, all right. So, do y'all have any friends outside of Miracl Academy?
Yes.
Okay. Are y'all experiences different from their experiences?
Yes. Very different.
Huh, so does it like, are y'all talking points different, or do y'all feel like, there's nothing really so much different, like we do the same thing?
It's different.
How so is it when you mean by different?
Probably more like one religious. Like, being that we come from a Christian school, we're so used to like Christian morals and stuff. So stuff that they talk about, stuff they do, is like, well, we know that's not right, and we're not gonna do it. They're just like, oh, you a clown because you don't want to do it. It's like, no, we just know better. So you know better, you do better, and they don't understand that.
Okay. Like, my cousin, her best friend, they're both in 8th grade. But he came out and told everybody at the cookout he's gay. Now he's 8th grade, but he openly said he's gay, and I was like, "I'm gonna have a drink. Good luck." Like, you gotta understand. Now I ain't got no judgment for him, but this is stuff that you gotta understand that kids your age are being influenced in different stuff. I pulled my kids out of school because there were 2 shootings back to back in Florida. You know what I'm saying? The world is definitely changing climate for y'all. And I can only imagine what it's going to be like when y'all get older and y'all start, getting y'all jobs or careers or going to college, and y'all are going to be the light for, our faith. So I don't ever want y'all to be ashamed of being a Christian. You know what I'm saying? Let me at least tell y'all that right now. Don't ever be ashamed of being a Christian. I've served in the military. I've traveled the world. I met 2 presidents. I'm 31 years old. I own 2 companies. I own 2 companies, my own social media. I've done a lot of things. But one thing that I don't regret on is sitting at my grandma's feet and her teaching me about Jesus. Understand me? So, and she was doing that while she was passing away. But in her doing that, it let me know no matter where I went or how bad things got, I knew how to pray. So I definitely applaud y'all, and I only wish the best of y'all. I hope when y'all graduate, I'm gonna come to y'all graduation, be right there clapping and cheering y'all on because you're the best that we got, you know. And I'm not saying I'm looking down on any other school, but I would also want to ask y'all, like, what do y'all hope would be better for y'all future? What is some stuff that y'all would like to see different for y'all future? No thought of that?
I would like to see like more Christians, cause like it's like every day you see like people that don't believe in God and their faith is just not there. So I like to see more Christian perspective and stuff.
That's cool. That's cool. Um, I can definitely vibe with that, and that's good and refreshing hearing that from somebody young saying, I want to see more people of my faith." Um, I don't believe our faith really gets that much of a representation, and it is very startling because a lot of people, especially from African Americans, are breaking away from Christianity. That is not something. Well, we already read about this in the Bible that these things are going to happen. Like, this is the end times as we talk about it. Whether people want to believe it or not, but we see it happen. So I can understand that. You definitely want to have that type of sauce. Like, you know what? It feels good to see somebody, quoting a scripture or something like that. And I think that's something pretty interesting. For a lot of the men, I'm asking the young men. As young men, do y'all try to talk to other young men about, your stance on your morals of being a young Christian male, being taking pride in yourself on how you dress and how you talk and act? How does that impact you guys?
Like if it comes up in conversation,
Right.
then I'll like state my opinion on it or whatever. But I'm not gonna like force it on them. Like if they're not like asking or like they want to know about like what I'm supposed to be doing as a Christian, then it's cool.
No, that's cool. I agree with that. Like, I have friends who are of alternate lifestyle, and I know a lot of them feel like, "Oh, Joe, you're gonna preach the Bible." I said, "Nope. When you're ready to come into that faith, I'll be here." You know what I'm saying? And they're like, "Wow, you're not going to judge me?" I said, "No, because Jesus sat with those who were, unclean. I didn't take part. I don't take part of what you do, and I don't ask you to push it on me, but I also ask you to respect my belief. And because they respect me and I respect them, I've had it where some of them have even had times where they've even wanted to harm themselves or take their own life, and they're like, 'Hey, Joe, can you pray for me?' I'm like, 'All right, so where you at? Like, just close your eyes. I'll do the praying.' And that's all you have to do. You don't have to. We don't have to be boisterous about our stuff. We just have to have faith. And I know some of y'all probably have dealt with that at some time when y'all heard things that y'all friends are going through, and y'all said, I'm gonna just pray for him. You know, I'm not. It's not that big of a deal. And I really do want like seeing y'all in there and watching how hard y'all are, you know, busting y'all behind for y'all education. That's good. Y'all really have a really beautiful school. Um, I was really impressed. Um, I haven't seen the Christian flag about 3 years. The last time I seen that flag was when I was in Afghanistan. So that was the last time I seen that flag openly being flown. What time is it? So the next thing I would want to ask you guys, and this is for the younger ladies, um, what are some social pressures that are being brought before y'all today that y'all are learning how to push away from?
Well, mostly now, at this point in time, it's like teen pregnancy. That's really the most thing that's going on right now. That like we're being pressured and pushed with, because I have some people I know in public school now with that I affiliate with still, and all of them have children.
Wow.
And out of all that group, I'm the only one that doesn't have a child. So they're like, oh, it's because you go to a private school. That's why you're not pregnant. I said, no, it's just because I know better. And I'm not like that. So it's like, no, you make those decisions yourself.
That is very telling. I did an interview with a younger individual girl, and she was selling her body to older men, and that was very hurtful. And I encourage all young females to save yourself for marriage, for that man who cherishes you, your mind, your body, and your spirit. And he's a man after God's own heart, that he will protect you. So I encourage all of y'all, as well as you young men, save yourself. Get your schooling, your education. You know what I'm saying? I have a beautiful wife. I have 4 children. You know what I'm saying? But when I was out there doing foolishness, you know, I could have got hurt. But luckily I found me a good woman of God, and we're here. I did meet a young girl, 2 young girls. One of them, she was, I think, 3 months going on 4 months pregnant, and the other one, she was gonna pop. And they didn't see nothing wrong. They were like, I got a man, so you just jealous. You can't have this. I'm like, I'm a full grown man, like in my 30s. Like, you're only in 9th grade. But this is the world that we're living in. And the fact that a lot of y'all understand that, hey, some of this stuff is immoral and wrong, that does give me hope to know that, that our children do know right from wrong, and do better. Um, I would want to ask y'all, what are y'all dreams? And I want to start from the farthest one. I want to ask y'all, what are y'all dreams for, what is just your dream that you want to see or do?
I want to be a game developer.
Ooh, nice. Nice.
Basically, just make games, make profit out of it.
I think that's amazing. I have every counsel, so I'm a heavy gamer. Yourself?
In the future, I would like to see myself as a zoologist, wildlife biologist.
Ooh, okay, all right. Hey, let me know when you open up your own zoo. I'll definitely be there and drop my kids off there.
I'll let you know.
All right, what about you, brother?
I want to go to the Army and be a 4-star general.
Like I said, I was in the military, so if you ever need any traction on that, let me know. I'll be right here. What about you, brother?
I want to be a architectural engineer.
Mm-hmm.
I want to design something that's going to last. Like after I'm gone, after my children are gone, I want to design a building or something that's going to last.
That's very possible. Let me know, man. I do flipping of houses and stuff. So what about you, brother?
A computer engineer.
The tech world is definitely growing, so you're definitely going to have a lot of stuff to touch and venture into. And you, ma'am?
I either want to be an architectural designer or an interior designer.
That's an open field right there. So y'all definitely there's a lot of networking into that. I would actually go do shadowing, or go look at problem development. Or here's a little secret. That building right there that hasn't been worked on, ask them like, hey, can we look in there and watch it get developed and how it works? Start getting some on-hand practice on whatever you want to do. You, ma'am?
I would like to be a cosmetologist,
Mhm.
and possibly open my own salon and sell my own products.
Ooh, okay. Um, I actually know two little girls that I got to do an interview with last year. Um, they actually do their own. They actually made their own product for here, because our hair is like very interesting in texture, depending on how the sun want to treat us. So, they made their own product for their hair, but they didn't see enough of their products out there at certain stores, and they made it. They made certain shea butter. So, you definitely can do it. Don't quit it. Yeah.
I want to do music.
Okay. You got a good teacher. Y'all know Miss Mitchell. I'm pretty sure y'all already met her. Fun fact: Miss Mitchell is actually my old teacher. Yeah, that's how long she's been in the game. While everybody was much into hip hop and rap, Miss Mitchell actually exposed me to the classical arts, and she also pushed for us to go to the orchestra. So, shout out to her, because then after that, I wouldn't have gone to Japan. I wouldn't have gone to the Appalachian Mountains and do different stuff. But it all started out for her interest, bringing me into the arts. So, you, ma'am?
I want to be a licensed funeral director and embalmer.
Wow,
And
that is a lot of money.
And being here, I have the experience now. I'm doing an internship with Grace Funeral Services.
Okay.
Miracl Academy. So I'm kind of basically doing the career I want to do.
All right. Like I said, you said that very. We gotta. I want y'all to understand this. Write it down on a piece of paper, speak it into existence, and pray about it. Pray about it. I want y'all to understand that. I never thought I would be doing the things that I do. I never thought that I would be where I am today. But I actually sat down and I prayed about it. I wanted a family, wanted a dog, which is already annoying enough as he is, and I wanted the cars, and I wanted the properties and stuff. You don't know how long it's going to take you to get there, but as so long as you know where you're going to go, and you stay focused on it, and you stay focused to the task, and keep a good positive network of friends and family around you that's going to encourage you, you're going to get there. I promise you. But you just don't know. Don't look at, oh, this person made it to being an architect, or this one already made it to there. Stick to where you're going and focus on that. And then you say, Lord, only you know how I'm going to get here. You might do other jobs, but as long as you're putting that money and that focus and time into that job, I hope to one day get to play a video game that you open up, and I will buy it. I hope to one day take my kids and grandchildren to your zoo. I hope to one day see you on TV, with the next military. I want to drive across a bridge that you built. I want to be able to talk with this brother about the next software other than just an iPad. You know what I'm saying? I want to do everything and see everything y'all are doing. You know what I'm saying? Where I can be an old man. He said, well, Mr. Johnson, here's my business card. Come do an interview with me. So it's not like it can't be done. Not like it can't be done. One of the biggest things that is going on in this country is the pushing of racial tension. Do y'all feel like that should be a hindrance to y'all, or like, hey, that you gotta push anything, or you feel like I just need to be the best I can be?
Just gotta be the best you can be.
That's why I have hope in y'all. I'm the type of person, I don't push this race is superior than that race. I don't push that we're this or that, but I believe that we're all children in the eyes of God. You know what I'm saying? I've met some of my best friend was a redhead, green-eyed, freckle-faced white kid that was very awkward, and literally he would come over every day after school and play video games and play Yu-Gi-Oh, and we would chill, and he was a foster kid, and he would even come to my church, and he was pretty much my flesh and blood and my brother. And we already know God doesn't see color, and I hope our country gets better, but I don't want y'all to feel like just because you're of a certain pigmentation that you're any lesser or any inadequate. You all, to me, are like my children. You all are beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And if I can support y'all, I will do everything I can. And if y'all see me and say, hey, Mr. Johnson, could you help me get a job at this grocery store? Come on. Hey, let's see what we can do for you. But I want to see y'all all succeed. I want to see y'all grow. So, let me just shake all y'all hand. And I didn't get y'all names, so I want each one of y'all names, at least. So that way we can, I want to remember you guys. So, let me get over there to you. Oh. So, starting right there. Let me start with you. What's your name?
My name's Paulina Rivers.
Paulina Rivers.
My name is Audrey Brown.
Okay.
My name is Asante Lewis.
Mhm.
My name's Kiara Watts.
Okay.
My name is Benson Horn Smalls.
Okay.
My name is Brandon Watt.
Okay.
My name is Evan Middleton.
My name is Joy Farrell.
My name is Rebecca Cunningham.
You all are amazing, immaculate individuals. Don't ever forget that. So, does y'all school have a mission statement? Saved by the director. But
I just wanted to make sure you had grabbed them. Is that Asante's thing there?
so they're doing good. They're doing good. They're actually telling me and teaching me a lot of stuff.
Okay.
But for the most part, do y'all see this as a place? If you could, would you bring your children back? I think that's good. I tend to hear that a lot from the school, that the kids who graduate always bring their kids back here, and their kids graduate and they just keep it going. I think that's pretty impactful and pretty amazing, that it's a generational type of seed and planting. I watch y'all seem like y'all having fun, y'all were doing your studies, work, and all that stuff. I ain't gonna lie, when I was going to school, I was like, I ain't never coming back. You ain't gonna never see me again. Don't ever worry about me. Mr. Johnson, you'll be back. No, I'm never coming back. Don't worry about it. My backpack's already outside the building. So, I will find a way out, But I graduated at home. But the fact that I know that y'all are y'all said that without hesitation, that, yeah, I'm bringing my kids back when I have children. That shows me that y'all definitely do care. That y'all definitely want to see improvement. And I can only thank y'all for that. Well, guys, this is the end of the interview. Anything y'all want to say before we close out, or any kind of last words? Because this is going to be seen all over the world and social media. So anything y'all want to say before we go? You're like, oh, I ain't know about all that. Nothing y'all want to say? Anybody you want to give a shout out to? No? All right, y'all. Well, I'm pretty much done. I think it's time for my nap. It's time for my nap. I did a full day's work. I did good. So, but I'll see you guys later. I think I'm gonna get one picture of you guys in front of the flag, and then that would be it. Or actually, I want to get the director. If y'all can grab the director, and I'll get a picture of y'all in front of the school, and that would be it. We'll be wrapping it up. We want to get y'all in front of the school, and that would be the cover picture for the interview.
Front? In
Yep.
front? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, then.
They did an amazing job.
Good. I'm glad.
They did an
They did
amazing.
an amazing job. Benson, bring your water, Benson. As a matter of fact, well, that's okay. Come on, let's just keep walking. Now, y'all go and make me look fabulous, because you all know I am. Okay? Okay, take your time. Put my socks in. I don't want you to take my socks. Put my cup right here. We're going to go in the front. Come on.
Well, I wish you another prosperous